So in this prototype course, we haven't seen all KBIs. The ones that are listed in this slide are not the entire set of KBIs either. But just to let you know how this works, I'm going to show you the same example we saw in time series, where we had a series from NOR, and trying to assess whether it has trend, seasonality, or whether it's constant. Let me show you the series for a second. This is a series that we were looking at that point, and now we're going to look at the KBIs. I'm just going to let you know what the KBIs mean in this case. Trend significance, if it's very close to 0, means that there is presence of trend. So in this case, we can say that we don't have a trend. The autocorrelation is the one we just saw. It's in weeks, that's why it's 52 instead of being 12 months, and it's pretty high, so this would indicate that you actually have some kind of seasonality. But then the compensated autocorrelation covers for the autocorrelation the blind spots that we saw, that we mentioned before, these false positives, showing that there is no, in fact, there is no seasonality. So this would eliminate the presence of seasonality and would tell you that the series is basically constant, as we saw in the previous chapter, in this same example, where the right choice of model was a constant and not a seasonal model. So this is the way you would use KBIs to understand which is the model that you have to, or which is the behavior that you want to attack with each one of the models. There's different things you can do with the KBIs. KBIs are unlimited. There's not a finite set of KBIs. So one thing you can say is you can tackle one KBI as you have with basically with APO, where you have autocorrelation, whether it has it or not, then you have seasonality or not. Then you can start using like 2 different KBIs and you can start segmenting in different quadrants. If you advance with that, then you have different groups, and then you start having different conditions. And finally, the maximum level of complexity is actually developing a decision tree based on the levels of the different KBIs and combining these KBIs to cover for these blind spots. This is exactly what and now I'm going to talk a little bit about the stat map. This is exactly what the stat map does. It reads the series through the KBIs, and understanding the KBIs, not looking directly at the series, it will create a suggestion of the model to use based on the behavior of the series that is identified through the KBIs and the behavior of the models themselves. When we tested the stat map against what you can do in terms of possibilities, so stat map works with these 8 different profiles. Basically, if you take these 8 different profiles and you test them along the entire portfolio in Unilever, StatMap has an effectiveness of 94%. So this means of the best thing you can do based on these 8 profiles, the StatMap, the automated selection of StatMap, reaches 94% of that accuracy. So this is what the StatMap has in terms of results. These are the KBIs, the key behavior indicators, and in the next chapter we're going to talk about KPIs and monitoring.